let's take it across to Ed Yardeni as well before we analyze our own market internals. Ed, hi, good morning and good evening
Good
to you
morning.
over there. Like
Thank
we were
you.
just discussing, it's pretty much par for the course. No surprise out of the box announcement coming in from Trump
Right.
just yet, 1 week into office.
Yeah, no shock and awe. I think there was a lot of concern that there would be a lot of tariffs imposed from day one, and we're past day one. And so far, we have apparently some tariffs on Colombia, and that has more to do with deportation than with anything else. And other than that, the global ramifications of Trump 2.0, as you said, are so far not anything particularly big or earth-shaking.
Seem like it that he's going to stick to that Feb 1st deadline of a 10% tariff imposition on China?
Well, I think we've seen this president change his mind. He's sort of unpredictable. I mean, there was a time there when he was talking about 60% on China. Then it suddenly became 10%. I think we're going to have to wait to see what actually happens. You can't really predict based on even what he says because he does change his mind, and he uses a lot of the rhetoric and a lot of the talk about tariffs and other measures. It really is negotiating tools. So it's not a one-sided situation. He threatens, and if the other side caves in, then we have a negotiated deal.
Ed, are we in for a surprise, which is that, look, market had a positioning in terms of what the Trump regime could look like. And 1 week into regime, like, you also flagged off and we've been discussing, there's nothing disruptive. It's been predictable. It's been easy to understand. It's been sober so far. So from a financial market standpoint, where everybody was expecting gunshots would be fired here and there, are we in for a welcome surprise?
Well, I think so. I think that this administration, the president himself is very sensitive to the financial markets. I think he views the stock market as virtually a daily poll of his administration. So I think there's a presidential Trump put in the sense that if the market goes down, indicating that investors aren't happy with the policy that he's implementing, he'll change. He'll respond. So he's very market focused, and I think that's a good thing, especially with regards to the federal deficit, because I think, like Bill Clinton, he's being warned by his advisors that there's a limit to fiscal excesses, that there's got to be some fiscal discipline. So I'm looking forward to some positives in that regards, and if we can get that, that would be good for the stock market in the U.S., and it would also mean that the Federal Reserve probably can leave things alone because the economy is doing just fine.
Ed, where is the risk-reward ratio stacked up now? Is it about revisiting emerging markets again? Because emerging markets like India and China, on the assumption that Donald Trump will do something disruptive for emerging markets, they've been oversold. Is it time now to come out of the comfort of the US dollar trade and go back to emerging markets now?
Well, I have no problems with emerging markets, but I think you have to be selective. I don't view it as an asset class. We've seen China do not much of anything for years. It has not been a good place to invest. I've been saying that it's not an investable market for various reasons, but India's done extremely well. Brazil tends to be very commodity oriented, and commodity prices have been depressed. So I think you've got to be selective. But in a general sense, I think the United States is still, a lot of global investors will continue to overweight the United States because the economy is doing very, very well, and because we have a very pro-business government. And so I wouldn't go from overweight the United States to underweight the United States, but I do think there's certainly opportunities in the global economies, and India has had an economy that's doing very well and a stock market that's reflecting that. Obviously, we've had a correction here, some moderation in the move to the upside, but I think overall the outlook is pretty good.
Ed, great to speak with you. And yeah, it seems like a big black box. Let's see what Trump's second week actually entails. Waiting for that.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.